The name no one expected. Mick paused for a moment, his eyes narrowing as if he was replaying old memories. The journalist leaned in, sensing that something big was coming. And then, Mick said it. David Bowie. The room went silent. Even the sound of the air conditioner seemed to fade away. Bowie was a legend, a man Mick had worked with, laughed with, and even been seen dancing with in the 1980s. The two had shared a wild friendship full of late-night parties and creative experiments, but now, decades later, Mick's tone was different. David was brilliant, he said slowly, one of the greatest showmen who ever lived, but there was a time when he forgot the music. The journalist's eyes widened. This wasn't the kind of thing Jagger said lightly. He explained that during the mid-1980s, when Bowie was at the height of his fame, his shows had become massive spectacles, dazzling lights, elaborate costumes, perfectly choreographed moves. But Mick remembered watching him one night and feeling something was missing. It looked amazing, Mick said, but it didn't feel amazing, and that's the difference. You can't trick the heart. Mick wasn't saying this out of malice. In fact, his voice softened when he spoke about Bowie's later years, when the music came back to the forefront and the performances had that raw human magic again. He found it again, Mick said, but for a while it was buried under all the glitter. What made this revelation so shocking wasn't just the fact that Mick had spoken so openly about Bowie. It was that he was willing to say out loud what many insiders whispered behind closed doors. The journalist asked if Mick felt the same about other legends from his generation. Mick gave a small nod. "We all have that danger," he said, "every one of us. The stage gets bigger, the money gets bigger, the people around you start telling you you're perfect, and if you're not careful, you start believing it." He leaned forward, his voice dropping. "That's when the music suffers, and I've seen careers end because of it." The comment set off another wave of speculation in the music press. Who else was Mick talking about? Which other legendary names had fallen victim to the trap of fame? Fans began digging through old interviews, tour reviews, and behind-the-scenes stories, trying to guess. But the truth was, Mick was about to name another music icon. And this one wasn't a friend. It was someone he had been quietly competing with for decades.